Hello, we are live. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this third edition of Falling Walls Lab Delft. We are here in Studio Lab in TU Delft faculty with our jurors. Oops. And first of all, I would like to tell you what is Falling Walls. So Falling Walls Lab is a pitching competition that is meant to help young students, researchers, entrepreneurs to bring up their ideas, breakthrough ideas, innovative ideas, and find a way to improve them and to help them to grow and become reality and to break some walls. So this is what we are about to do today, like helping those people that will present to break the walls of problems that affect society. So we are in this hybrid setup. So the first year we were fully physical. The second year, second edition, we will fully online. And today we are doing this event in a hybrid setup. So we have here the jurors with me, and we have online some participants and attendees in the Gather venue. So it's a platform. You can find the link for the platform in the description of the social media where you are looking at this streaming. And we will be here to listen to 16 people presenting 16 projects. And those amazing projects will be spread across, let's say, 2.5 hours. We will have a first round of pitches. So 8 of them will pitch in the first round. Then we have a break. During this break, you will be able to network with each other, but also to network with our jurors. So jurors will be in those meeting rooms on Gather. Again, you can find the link in the description. And you will be able to make some questions for them, like to just discuss a topic they're interested with, and maybe find a connection with what they do on a daily basis, other than being jury members for Falling Walls. And in the end, after the break, we will have a second round of pitches. And after that, we will have our award for the from the audience. That's possible to be awarded through the votes on the Gather platform. So again, if you go on the Gather platform, by the end of the day, you will be able to vote what is the pitch that you preferred, what is the project that you think would be the most important or that need more help to become reality. And after that, we will have our jurors together to think about the winner and announce it. Important thing during the presentations and also in the end, you will be able to do question as well from home. So we will have our jurors do Q&A, but as well you can question the projects, and you can do it also just by posting a comment in the section that you have on your right, probably in the platform you're using. If you write down your question, we will see them on screen, and we can read them to our presenter. But let's go to our jurors of today. So I have today the honor of being with these 6 professionals, and it's starting from left, we have Helma Vandenberg from Mudzus, that it's a design firm that work with the social projects mainly, but it does research and development, and also like to solve problems for society. Then we have Eric Zoutman from S&T Corp. It's one of our sponsors, so thanks also for that, and thanks for being here, both of you. And S&T Corp work with the data, and they help data to become valuable for companies and for public as well. And Eric also it's in charge of an incubator, let's say, space company. I'm not sure about what both of them. So it's also here looking for nice ideas and project that maybe can be part of this incubator. Then we have Sofia Fonda. It's our former winner from Falling Walls Lab Delft in 2020. And she's a designer and work in the TU Delft faculty as the assistant student, junior researcher. Thank you. Then we have Rogier Verberg from TNO, and obviously TNO is our main partner this year as well. Like last year, they give us our the trust, and they like what we do and the way we do it. So thanks you very much for being here. And TNO, it's a big company that obviously work with semiconductors, electronic appliances in general, and they do much more. So check the website. You can find a lot of information there, but you will be aware of what they do a bit more in a bit. Then we have Irene Rompa, that is the communication and community leader of Quantum Delta, Netherlands, right? So only in the Netherlands, but she is in charge of keeping this community of the quantum technology alive, and it's something that's really hyped right now. So I think, and also TNO works on that a lot. So it's nice that we have this mixed figure here. And we also have, last but not least, Thijs Martin and Martens, sorry, and he's lead of circular economy and sustainability at Philips, and he help Philips to become more sustainable going forward and help them with this research. Thanks all of you for being here. It's an honor to have you here, and I'm sure you will be the perfect jurors for our event. Next, I would like to maybe have some more words from our chairman, from Rogier, that today will take care of our jurors as the chairman. Please, can you?
Yeah, thank you and good afternoon. Yeah, thanks for having us. As a national research and technology organization, we're known mostly for the technologies, but we also have an eye for social innovation. And I experienced last year as a jury member that we have all kinds of young and creative people, and the winner next to me now. But I hope that we have similar good ideas this year. I'm looking forward to the pitches.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your kind words. And now I would also like to have some words from Aniek Kaier, that it's not here at the moment, but we will have her introducing Fast Fund later. And Fast Fund is the other main partner of Falling Walls Lab Delft this year, and they help, like us, a bit innovative ideas to grow and get bigger, but they do it by funding them. So it's a slightly different approach. And I don't want to go on too much with our introduction, but we go directly to the juice of our event. So we can start with our first presentation. And the presenter is Giulia Bacchi with Breaking the Wall of Political Participation and Governance.
Ciao everyone, I'm Giulia Bacchi, and I want to talk about the elephant in the room. It is tremendously hard to understand and keep up with what politicians and governmental institutions say and do. And this is a problem, because many citizens around the world are experiencing political disengagement, preferring either abstaining or protesting, asking for alternative forms of participation beyond the moment of voting. And I have to confess, I'm one of them. We are lacking quality information easy to grasp and quick responsiveness from institutions for truly appreciate the value and measure the impact of our personal contribution. And these are boundaries. These are walls. As innovation researcher and strategic designer, I'm here today to show you how together we can break the walls of political participation and governance and try to let this elephant get outside the room. Let me introduce you Demo. Demo is a concept for a digital platform which allows participation and interaction across institutional level and societal segments. With Demo, citizens are supported in becoming aware of the socio-political power, seeing how their voice can impact the decision-making process, enabled to maintain an ongoing communication with political institutions, exchanging feedbacks and proposals, helped in understanding what politicians and governmental institutions say and do, thanks to certified information which can be retrieved and compared over time, guided in discovering initiatives closer to the personal concern and monitor the status. Conducted tests demonstrated how demo is a viable, feasible and desirable concept, capable also to awake the participatory spirits in people that tend to abstain, to be a valid way to revamp political participation, which is one of the fundamental principles of democracy. But what if we miss an intervention? Which will be the consequences on the global society? Just think about that in 2020, The Economist recorded the lowest ever global democratic score, 5.37 on a scale of 10. I love to think about everything new starts with an attempt. However, innovation starts with a demo. And this is mine, for try to break the walls of political participation and governance together. Let's try to keep this elephant outside the room. If you're curious to know more, I'm ready for your question. Thank you. Ciao. Ciao.
Hi. Thank you very much, Julia. Thank you for
Hello.
your pitch. Thank you. And thank you for being here. So, do we have any question from our jurors? Sophia first? Eric first.
So I have a question about the idea. The idea is it's called Delio. Is that
Demo.
okay. A demo? Okay. Is that like a social platform?
That is a really good question. In the soul, a kind of. And I'm going to explain you to which extent. I thought about digital platform to facilitate social interaction and social interaction between citizens and political institutions, because half of the population owns a smartphone, and more than the 70% of the population inform itself regarding political and social issue through social media and smartphone. So it's an easy way to have a common place and try to facilitate and moderate an interaction that is really important and make it even appealing, because the format of a social network kind of works. But of course, there is more. There is an institution, there are regulations, and there are bureaus that can ensure a more ethical usage than on social media. Hope this answers your question.
It does, but I have one follow-up question, and that is
Yeah.
one of the big problems with social
Yeah.
media platforms is that the information is not always trustworthy.
Yeah.
How can you tackle that?
Okay. For them, also to try to avoid that the people that register are like fake account citizens, and also politicians can record an account thanks to their citizens number, and they charging their ID card. So you also ensure this part. What concern the information is thought as a channel to enable institutions to have a direct way to communicate the law and the policy that can be, of course, certified. And for what concern the information that citizens are uploading, the prototypical experiment was like a blockchain structure, but also due to the COVID situation that was heavy last year, more than this year, this part was not further researched. But in case of implementation, I'm absolutely agree that is something that more research is needed, especially regarding the ICT and the way in which certified information is to be provided.
Thank you very much. We have time for a brief question. So just the last brief question.
Yeah. Hi, Julia. How did you envision the information reaching the institution, like in that traditional way? Let's say the traditional politicians, for example. Like I maybe missing that step, like how the information is going to them.
Yes, that is a really other nice question. So basically, Demo has thought as a platform in which citizens can perform a set of three main actions. They can propose initiatives, like there is an action button through which they can submit, their idea. I want to have a compostable garden in my neighborhood. So they can submit the proposal. There is a form, and is going to be approved by the municipality, for instance, when a certain amount of signature is reached. Then citizens can directly submit feedbacks regarding product or services that the municipality or the region provides. Again, there are some neighborhood initiatives that you can find a link, and then the citizens can submit the feedback and track the status. Or then either can directly contact the institutional body to which they want to ask question. How then the municipality can see the quality and amount of the information? There is a linked software. So for instance, the municipality can understand the citizens have an interest toward a certain topic. Hope this answers your question.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Julia. Thanks for being here. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for your project. Now we move to the next pitch from Delipan Mahentiran with breaking the wall of inefficient energy system of drones.
Drones, or UAVs, is said to have numerous applications, from delivering the medicinal package to the remote location to complex military missions. This industry is expected to grow 50 billion by the year 2025. But how is that possible with just few minutes of flying time? The best drone you find in the market can't fly for more than 30 minutes because they use batteries as their power source. Batteries has poor weight to power ratio, and they occupies almost 50% weight of the whole drone system. So what can be the efficient alternative for the batteries? Fuel cell. Fuel cell is an electrochemical device which combines the compressed hydrogen gas and oxygen from air to produce power instantly, leaving just water vapor as the byproduct. Well, this is a century-old technology, and the drones are here with us for a while. The biggest problem for their integration is the weight of the fuel cell itself. Even though it has high energy density than the batteries, the weight of the fuel cell has to reduce further to use it in the UAV application, because even a gram is so crucial in the drone. One particular component in the fuel cell, which occupies almost 60% of the weight and the volume, is called bipolar plates. These bipolar plates are made up of material graphite, the similar material which you find in the tip of your pencil. So now you know how annoying it's like. When you try to apply a little bit of extra pressure, they tend to break. This is the same reason why these graphite plates cannot be machined less than 3 mm thickness. In my research, I've successfully replaced these graphite plates with a thin metal foil of 150 micron coated with a novel carbon-based coating. The weight to power ratio has been reduced 17 times using these metal plates compared with the batteries. Performance-wise, I have achieved Department of Energy Target 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, let's unleash this true potential of this flying machine with the efficient and renewable power source. Thank you.
Hi, Delifan. Thank you very much. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Your voice is really low. Can you get closer with the microphone to your mouth, maybe?
Can you hear me now?
Yes, better. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your presentation. Now, a word for the jury. Do you have any question? Do you have a question from the jury or from home? If someone wants to ask a question, just write it in the comment. We have one from Rogier.
Yeah, hi. Thanks for this interesting idea. Do you have a particular set of drones in mind, the particularly small ones or the larger ones, or are there any products already for either one of those classes?
These are for industrial scale, for the larger drones, for mainly used for surveillance, search and rescue. So this can be used in the small drones like what you find in the market, like DJI. So this is mainly for industrial purpose. So that's why it can't be less than 5 kg. So the whole drone system, the one which you are shown in the PPT, is just 4.5 kg, while the fuel cell system took almost 2 kg. So this can't be made as a miniature. So that's the why we are designing especially for industrial purpose.
Thank you very much. Do you have any other question? Eric has one.
Hi, Delipan.
Hi.
It sounds like you have found the Holy Grail, because an energy source that is lighter and has less volume, that is very useful in drones, but also, for instance, in cars, isn't it? Can it be applied there as well?
Well, there's already some leading manufacturers like Toyota, Honda. They already have their own prototype. The only problem that you can't see them right now, because it's already there in developed countries like US or somewhere. They have hydrogen filling station. That is why we call this one as a future technology. The hydrogen infrastructure is one of the crucial things for the things to be installed in automobiles. For us, the application like the drones, it's easy because the hydrogen is one of the industrial gas. So if you want to fill up the small cylinder, what you see in the top of the drone, you can simply buy them, purchase from the gas suppliers, and you can refill the cylinders. But when it comes to car, you definitely need a filling station. That is the only one hurdle. That's why the reason why you couldn't see the hydrogen car right now.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Deripan, thank you very much for your presentation and for being here with us from far away. I think you're in New Zealand.
Yeah, exactly.
A bit far. Thanks for being here. It's nice to have people from all
Thanks
over
for
the
having
world.
me.
And see you later. See you on Gather and with the others. Thank you. Thank you
Sure.
again. Now we can move to the next project. We will have as next speech Alexandra Shutko with breaking the wall of carbon dioxide emission.
Hello everyone! Now I want to tell you about my project Breaking the Wall Emission of the Carbon Dioxide. My name is Alexandra Shutko. The problem of emission pollution haunts us every day more and more. You've probably heard such words as decarbonization, emission, warming, and so on. From 1990 to 2020, the temperature of the planet increased by 1.8 degrees Celsius. Due to global warming, the ice of Greenland began to melt 90% faster. The first summer months of 2021 has updated a lot of temperature records, not only in Canada, which is sweltering from the heat, but also in the northern and eastern Europe, including the central part of Russia. All this arises from the active emission of the carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And oil and gas production are not the last in the emission process. Therefore, in order to solve such a terrible problem, I propose among my installation, which consists of the membranes that processes gas and produced biofuel. On the offshore platforms and the places where associated petroleum gas is released during its combustion. This will comply with the current decarbonization policy and significantly reduce the carbon dioxide concentration, causing the temperature rise. Thank you for attention.
Alexandra, thank you for being here. Thank you for your presentation. And do we have any question from the jurors? Something was not clear. Yeah. You can.
Alexandra, could you clarify what is it exactly that you're proposing? Maybe I didn't get what the actual idea was that you are.
Thank you for your question, and I will answer on this. So, about the structure of this development, the membrane consists of a special material development in our country in 16 years. in the last, and of a special material, fibrous in composition. An anion exchange resin is placed in it and filled with water around it to undergo and to reaction. Everything fits into the capture, and as I said earlier in video, is used on the offshore platforms. Since I don't see any other gas utilization methods there.
Okay, thank you. I'm really hoping that one of you can speak to the scientific basis. I have no idea when I hear what exactly it means. I'm sorry, I'm a psychologist. It's
Don't worry, we have a bit of
scientist,
everything
but
in the board, so probably also afterwards there will be some more. Do you have any other question? We are out of time already, so we go to the next speech. Thank you very much, Alexandra. Thanks for being here and for
Thank
your
you.
presentation. Thank you again. Now we move to the next presenter, that is Elisaveta Sharaborova, with Breaking the Wall of Permafrost and Glacier Degradation.
Hi, my name is Elisaveta Sharaborova, and I present here a project, Breaking the Wall of the Permafrost and Glaciers Degradation. The development in Arctic can be stopped by the climate change-induced permafrost degradation that leads to disasters like the 20,000-ton oil spill in Norilsk, Russia in 2020. Current passive technologies for permafrost thermal stabilization don't work properly due to the global warming, and scientists predict multi-billion losses caused by permafrost degradation. Active technologies that could keep the soil frozen demand power supply. Renewable energy can be integrated in almost any field now, and I suggested to use for permafrost preservation. I suggest a technology that could break this wall. The work principle is the following. Solar panels protect the soil from the solar irradiance and liquid precipitation, and at the same time they also power a refrigerator that cools the soil. The calculations I made prove that the system can guarantee below zero soil temperatures and following depth significant decrease. All those factors can keep the infrastructure in permafrost regions safe. Moreover, the extra energy can be used for houses heating and powering. The built experimental setup proved system's efficiency, and even during this hot summer, the soil stayed frozen. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Elisaveta. Thank you for being here. Thanks for your presentation. And yet again, do we have any question from our jurors?
Yeah, I have a question. So in the picture that you showed, there were examples of like, for example, rails, train rails and stuff like this. But then in your experiment, it was all covered. So I'm wondering if this can be applied in situations in which you cannot cover the soil to keep it frozen.
Well, the thing is that an experimental setup actually shows that we have a model of railway that is covered with these panels, and it can be integrated into a real life because we can put these panels just around railroads and really close to that, or even in the middle of these rails, and it also will be really powerful. I hope that I answered your question.
Thank you.
Thank you again.
You have time for one small question.
Yeah.
I understand how you would like to solve this local issue, but did you happen to calculate the total energy consumption of your system, manufacturing your solar cell and air conditioner, and how does it work out in total?
Well, we didn't calculate it like you mean, but we also expect that some extra energy from this system can be sent for powering and also for heating some regions like greenhouses around these roads, or can be sent for powering I can't say cities, but maybe houses that are located close to the road.
Thank you very much. Do we have one last question from our jurors? Not really. And that's time out as well. So perfect timing. Thank you very much, Elisaveta, for your time in your project. Thank you for being here. We can go to our next presenter, that is Clevinda Fili, with Breaking the Wall of Precision Medicine.
What if finding out your treatment would be as simple as taking your temperature? That's how the former President Obama introduced Precision Medicine Initiative. My name is Clevinda, and today we'll be breaking the wall of precision medicine in drug discovery and pharmacovigilance. The demand of the medical analysis in precision medicine, pharmacovigilance, and drug discovery requires more accurate data for better treatment now and also for the collection of the data in the near future. Patients today have a very discrete patterns of their treatment findings, which makes it more difficult for the drug discovery and also is very time consuming. As the population grows, and so does the medicine, and with the sudden weather and geographic changes, it's getting harder and harder for teams to monitor their products and assess them. The real-time patient cluster is a public solution which will help with their real-time analyzing. We aim to collect data from the public and process the optimized information to the very individual level. And this will be developed using 3 patterns: the mobile application, the cognitive artificial intelligence, and the blockchain. The pharmacogenomics and omics, which are integrated by different technologies, will have the potential to identify the genetic signals and patterns that are predictive of a response or different adverse outcome from a particular drug and guide the selection to a given individual. The machine learning models of the super vector machine that are used to cluster the predicted information will find similar pattern in clinical, pharmacogenomics, environmental, and location data. The fitted dataset that we used in our model, from the fitted dataset that we used in our model, we found out that 11 out of 12 predictions were true. So our model successfully integrated the heterogeneous dataset from different omics to make a single final prediction. With precision medicine, we aim to build a patient-centric system. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Thank you, Clevinda, for your pitch. Thank you for being here. Hello. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Perfect. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your presentation and your video. Now I'll leave the word to our jurors. If one of them has a question, Thais. Yes.
Yeah. Hi, Clevinda.
Hi.
How do you gather your data? It wasn't entirely clear for me.
Okay. In fact, we didn't use the data that are related to precision medicine or pharmacovigilance, since we don't have. But we use some data from the World Health Organization, and we wanted to see if the cases that we have from with HIV and the tuberculosis bacteria, they were both. They can be found both into our patients.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Is it clear?
No, I didn't get it. But
don't worry. Like, you can.
Can I explain it better, or I don't know?
Yeah.
The data that we used, they were from the World Health Organization. They were just to try our algorithm.
All right. And in the use case itself, where do you
I'm sorry?
In the use case itself, where do you plan to get your data from?
As I said, from the World Health Organization, there were the data.
Also, okay.
For the use case, so like in the future, I think.
When your product launches, how will you get your data? Because you tested your algorithm with the data that you had, but in the future, will you get it from individuals?
Yeah, in the future, we aim to gather the data from the public. So, in few words, like the precision medicine, it's like a system that it should be implemented firstly, and then it should be approved by the individual that are aimed to they are want to allow us to have their data, and then we can proceed further.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
We have time for one last question, if you have one. Otherwise, we can go on with the next pitch. Clevinda, thank you very much for being
Thank
here.
you.
Thanks for answering your questions, and see you later. Now we can move to the next presenter. That is Mohammed Kamal with Breaking the Wall of Non-Renewable Energy.
Hello. Fires in Africa, Australia, Russia, and North America are alarms to us to take an action. Raise your hand if you want solution. Okay, we reply to these alarms providing the solution. First, state the problem. Global warming, climate change, carbon emission. There is a link between all of them. It's non-renewable energy. So, we're breaking the wall of non-renewable energy. The demand for fossil fuels rises by 60%, more than renewable one, which leads to a rise in carbon emission by 5%. With this graph, our Earth will change from green to yellow. Second, our device works on electrons that go through a vacuum path designed to maintain it moving. While they are moving, they provide a magnetic field that cuts the wires. Simply, it's like particle accelerator, but with low energy and some modification to produce electricity. The source of electrons takes power for part of second. Then the device keeps it moving for 1 second at least. This means, for example, the electric car can run on the device for a second and on the battery for a part of second. This will double the distance for one charge. The position of the device is after the source of power. For power planning, we make the burning fuels required to produce the same amount of energy is less. Also for the solar farms. And the shape of the device is not standard. It changes according to the material of wires and the application. With labs and teamwork, it will be in the market sooner. We almost finished. What do you think your friend, colleagues, CEOs want to know? Thanks.
Thank you, Mohammed. Thank you for your presentation. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you for being here. Nice to have
Thanks
you
a lot.
here. So, do we have questions from jurors also on the project? If something was not clear, so just please ask for clarification if it's needed.
Yeah, thank you. I was a bit puzzled. So were my neighbors. So it's not an energy source, but it's a device that you put after the energy source. Is that right?
Yeah, that's to put after energy source. You like the energy. We take energy from the source power. Then the device can work to launch a beam of electrons. That the device will continue keeping the electron moving. While it moving, it cuts the wires and produce electricity.
We have another question from Eric.
Still not completely clear to me. Can you hear me, so?
Can you raise your voice up?
Yeah, sure. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So so it's not an energy source. Is it then an energy storage, or is it energy transformer?
It's more like energy transformer.
Okay.
Yeah.
And doesn't that cost energy to transform energy?
It like transform energy from the source of the source to like electric car, motor for electric car, for power planet, for solar cells, and so on. It will, like as I'm said in the presentation, will reduce the amount of burning fuels to produce the same amount of energy with less burning fuels, which will reflect to the carbon emission. And for electric cars, so.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Mohammed, for your time and for your presentation and your answers. Thank you again. Now we can move to the next one of today. That will be our last pitch for now, for this round, and it's Theo Isit with Breaking the Wall of Breath Diagnostics.
Sometimes I jump to conclusions. When I feel just a tiny bit sick, I might worry that it's some terrible incurable disease, or that tickle on the back of my throat was COVID. But how do I know that the symptoms I have after looking them up on the internet late at night are not in fact cancer or heart disease? Well, there's no better way to improve survival rates for diseases like cancer, or control the spread of infectious diseases like with COVID, and also reduce global healthcare costs than to catch disease early. And that's why you might have a blood test, a lateral flow test, or even an MRI. But what if there was a way to check your health without the need for a needle, a swab to the back of the throat, or a very, very expensive machine? Well, the answer could be in your breath. Now, you may have heard of people able to smell diseases like Parkinson's, or even dogs that can smell cancer. Well, it's these smells which are made up of a mixture of gases that provide us with a specific disease signature. Now, these gases and smells are released in their thousands in your breath, and they can give us information about what is happening in every cell of your body. But why don't we have any breath tests yet? Well, that's because for many diseases, the gases and smells that are released are not yet known. And so we have to go right back to the level of the cell to know what to look for when your cells get sick. I researched the gases released by cancer cells so that we can test the breath of patients to look for signs of disease. To discover these gases, I grow cancerous and non-cancerous cells, and I also stress them out by taking away their sugar or their oxygen. And I do that to model different conditions, like in a growing tumour. I place the cells in a special chamber and I sample the air above them so that I can find changes in the gases and look for signs of disease. Now, the really exciting thing is that I found some. And so we can confidently say that I can not only separate cancer and non-cancer, but also different sorts of stress, which applies for different sorts of diseases. The next step is to test the breath of patients using a special breath capture device that we've designed so that we can diagnose disease not just in patients and cells, but also in patients. With our ongoing research, we will link more gases released by cells to disease so that we can check the breath of patients to provide fast, non-invasive diagnosis, so we're one step closer to a breath test for disease, for things like cancer, COVID and Parkinson's. With this, we can diagnose earlier, treat disease faster, quicker, more efficiently, and control the spread. Thank you.
Thank you, Theo. Thank you very much for your presentation. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
And it was tricky to find the time because today you had a lot of things to settle. Thanks for being here. We have our jurors. Thijs is the first with the question. Yes.
That's a very interesting perspective. I have 2 young kids and I always feel like I can smell if they're getting sick. So it's,
well, you probably can.
Yeah. Well, I was wondering also to test the hypothesis a little bit. Is there also types of diseases that you have already found that you cannot test for with these this sort of testing? Is there specific things that you cannot do?
Well, I think that's really interesting. One of the things about breath diagnostics, when you delve into the field, is that we promise the world. So I'd have to have quite a think to find something that we cannot diagnose. There are lots of signals that provide a lot of noise, and there's a reason why it's slow and why we don't have these tests for cancer yet. I think for diseases that we wouldn't know, it's quite a tricky question, because I think that I want to tell you that we can diagnose everything all the time. Parkinson's, cancer, COVID. So I guess maybe we would have difficulty with diseases of the microbiome, because there are lots of interacting signals, because everyone has a very complex makeup, and they also have very different biomes, depending on where you live in the world. If you're in Greece, or if you're in Holland, or South America, you're eating different foods, you'll have a different microbiome. The things in your mouth are different. Maybe if you've been on a course of antibiotics, you might have a different microbiome, and that has a very specific gas signature that you would smell on the breath. So I think that I don't want to say that there are things that we cannot diagnose, because it feels a little defeatist, but I do think that something that is very complex will be tricky to do. We want to look for the things that are clear and concise and can be statistically very diagnosable, and we know that we want to have 95% at least accuracy in diagnosis of disease. And so if there's lots of mixes of lots and lots of noise in the breath from lots of different signals, it becomes very tricky to do. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah, very good question. Answer.
Maybe we need you to come and smell people and tell us.
Thank you very much. Do we have one last question? Someone else from the jury?
Yeah, I had one question, because of course you were very brief in your pitch, but you talked about the gases that come from cells. But do you also understand how these gases are converted into other gases, maybe when they come out via your breath?
Yeah, so I would, one thing that I haven't had time really to go into in that, because it's quite in depth, is that we are very concerned with the consumption of these gases, because a lot of the tests that we see that are in application at the moment in the clinic are primarily concerned with what is given out, not is what is not necessarily taken in. And one of the problems with looking at gases and also chemical byproducts of biological systems is that you're looking possibly at not the direct product. So if you use an analogy like a car, you're not looking at the direct emissions from that. You're looking at the emissions that are then turned into something else. And again, I come back to the previous point. If you have a patient that has an alteration in the liver, for example, they express different abilities to break down different compounds. That the enzyme would famously be called a cytochrome CYP450. These break down byproducts of drugs and other compounds in the liver, and so you would see differences in populations. So when you're looking and trying to find these biomarkers and signals, you need to pick ones that are going to be consistent between individuals. And we don't know if we're looking for something direct, and that's possibly why we go back to the cell to look for mechanisms, to look for really, really accurate products and byproducts as well. So that's why the cellular models are useful. I hope I answered your question.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for questions of the juror. Now we can thank you very much, Theo, for being here with us. Now we go with the last pitch, because we had a change of the order. So the last pitch will be from Mansour Hamada with Breaking the Wall of Bionic Leg.
Hello, my name is Mansour Hamada, studying biomedical engineering at Penn State Technological University. Because of my relative accident 4 years ago, I saw how it's difficult to live as a disabled person. I grew up caring about disabled people and want to help them. So I'm here today to break the wall of bionic leg. Using the lower limb prostheses can lead to problems with posture alignment, muscle imbalances, strains, and difficult walking. The incidence of back pain is 50% to 80% in lower limb amputees, and it can be more with amputation level. Back pain, hip pain, and leg pain in the both of limb are well known to prosthetic user. The life of prosthetic user or disabled people after losing any limb is changing like 108 degrees, starting from problem with work or physiological problem until people around them, because almost of people don't know how to contact with them. As we know, the cost of prosthetic limb is $30,000 to $55,000, and it's very expensive for people in Africa and don't solve all problems that I mentioned. Making a low-cost bionic leg available to everyone with high quality could change the life of millions of amputees all over the world. So we created a bionic prosthetic leg, which working by using biomechanic signals, which allow the user to move it as their limb. Not just this, our bionic leg make him has ability to feel and touch again, and this could change the life of millions of amputees all over the world and make our bionic leg more bionic. Our final prototype, which contains 10 sensors to convert motion into signals to recreate the sensation of touch in the wearer's foot, which are absent in traditional prosthetic limbs. And we are solving the problems with incorrect weight distribution, difficult walking, and back pain, and other problems that I mentioned before. We are RHBSN, coming from robots help people with special needs, and we believe that we can help people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mansour. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. And thank you for your presentation. Let's see if we have some questions from the jurors. We have one from Sophia.
Hi. I wanted to ask, maybe I missed that in the presentation. How is it possible for the person that is wearing the prosthetic leg to move the feet? I mean, technically speaking.
Yes, it's so easy. We we adding some sensor to the socket which connecting the leg with the end of the cut, and this sensor can read the signals that coming from the muscles or nervous. But in this prosthetic we are using just the muscles to make like. It's very long processing, but it's moving in more or less than a second.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have other questions. One from Irene.
Hi, Mansour. I'm curious, why exactly is your bionic leg so much cheaper than the? Why is it affordable for people?
Yes, I understand your question, and this is a very good question. We are using in this bionic leg like 3D printing, like using 3D printer to make almost of work in this bionic leg, and it make our bionic leg more cheap, more cheap than other prosthetic limbs. Like if we will talk about in factory or something like this, it will be more cheap. Like I don't know how to explain this, but it's about the processing in making the manufacturing the bionic leg. It's yes, a step by step.
I understand. I'm just curious why, if it's doable and cheaper, then why are bionic leg producers not all using 3D printing?
No, almost of users or almost of them making hands, like bionic hands, making fingers, making. We are making this too, but we started to make this bionic leg from 3D printer. Like we have like 50% from our bionic leg from 3D printer. Not just hard material, and we have this like silicon materials, and it's something new in our field, something like this.
Okay, so your innovation is the 3D printing combined with the sensors, which makes the user able to
Yes, able to and not just move it and feel that they are moving.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mansour. Thank you for being here, for your pitch and your time.
Thank you too. I just want to add something.
Oh, sorry. Wait, we will have you back in a second. Yes.
Okay.
Tell me.
Just also we have the mechanical design. It's new and it's more strong than any mechanical design in the market now. Yes. It's,
okay. Thank you very much. Thanks for this detail as well. Thank you again for your presentation and your idea. Thanks for being here. Now I would like to, we finished with our pitches. So we're about to have a networking session and a break for coffee or other needs. But first, I would like to have some words from Lara Kadege, that it's the project manager, one of the project manager at the Falling Walls Foundation in Berlin. And I hope we have her on screen, but the camera doesn't look sharp, at least. Lara, can you hear us?
Hello, everyone. Yes, I can hear you. Unfortunately, my camera doesn't work. Can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and clear, yes.
All right. Well, I think I'm just going to let it like this, as I don't know how to show my face now. I'm sorry for that. I thought it's going to work. Anyway, thank you, Andrea, for the very warm welcome. And well, hello, everyone from Berlin. It's an honor to be here again. And I'm very happy to see, well, that you've got so many fantastic participants and projects and a great jury, including your lab winner from last year. And well, just to give you an idea, here at Falling Walls, we're already very excited and looking forward to hosting the Science Summit 2021, which will be the very first in-person event that reunites the science community internationally. On the 7th of November, there will be a day full of live pitches in the 3 categories Lab, Engage, and Venture. On the 8th of November, there will be the Falling Walls Circle, which is a brand new format this year to connect science and society. And on the 9th of November, there will be the Falling Walls Science Breakthroughs of the Year, where also your breakthrough winner in the Emerging Talents category will pitch his or her idea on the stage. And well, to join us from around the world, we offer free live streams of all the sessions on our website. And if you want to join, you can subscribe to our newsletter to not miss any updates. Well, and as one of our 75 winners from our international labs this year, your lab winner can expect an extended and exclusive program in Berlin from the 5th until the 9th of November. With, among others, a workshop with Springer Nature on science communication, sessions with research in Germany, such as a science excursion in Berlin, a Google workshop, and lots of great networking opportunities, of course. So that's just a little teaser. And yeah, I would like to thank you, Andrea, and your team for putting on a great event again with a lot of energy and creativity and enabling networking and giving innovative ideas in science a stage and visibility. Well, the international labs are really at the heart of the Falling Walls Lab, and it's always a great pleasure for us to see what you come up with. And well, on behalf of the whole team here at Falling Walls, we'd like to wish the participants good luck and success with their pitches. And personally, I'm really looking forward to the second half of your lab now.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much, Lara. Thanks for these nice words and for explaining a bit more what the experience of the winner in Berlin may be. So we're looking forward for that as well. And now, as thank you again for being here. And as a last words, we were expecting this at the beginning, but it's a perfect wrap up to end. We have another guest here just to say something about our other partners. So we have Aniek Kaher here from Fast Fund, that is our main partner with TNO. Thanks for being here, Aniek.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for inviting me. Really nice to be here and see all the projects. I'm Aniek. I'm a student at TU Delft as well, and I'm part of the student committee FAST, which is part of the Delft University Fund. And we were able to help you guys with a grant in our events category. So that's very nice, of course. And we have other categories as well. So if anyone's watching, take a look at our offer. We have them in the study and research category, ambitious idea category, the competition and conference category, and the events, of course. So yeah, if you would like to know more about FAST, take a look at our website or send us an email, which is also on the website. Our website is tudelft.nl/fast. So I wish the participants a lot of luck today, and the jury as well. So thank you for having us.
Thank you for explaining what FAST does for projects like ours. So thank you, but also for other students or researchers or parts of TU Delft that can have up to 15,000 euro, right?
Yes, that is the ambitious idea grant.
Really ambitious idea can have a big push from TU Delft and FAST and grow their ideas and make them more tangible and impactful on society. Thank you again. Thank you again, Aniek. And now for everyone, this is the moment when we will have a break. It's a 20-minute break, so we will be back at 4:20, and you can check our description for the Gather app, and you can have a chat with the other participant, the other audience people, or with the jurors in the meeting squares. So thank you very much, and see you later.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to 15,000 euro? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, Yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the three most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the three most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the streaming of Falling Walls Lab Delft 2021 edition. We are again after a small networking session with our jurors on our Gather platform. And welcome back to our presenters. So we have 8 other amazing pitches with 8 amazing ideas that we would like to know about. And we start again with Filippo Oggioni with Breaking the Wall of Nano Satellites.
You might have heard that our society depends more and more on the services provided by satellites. Think about the things we use every day: weather forecasts, digital payments, location services, but also life-saving applications like disaster relief or search and rescue, with more being invented every day. Traditionally, these services were mainly offered by a few large and expensive platforms, operated by government or big organizations. Today, thanks to the rise of small satellites, such as CubeSats, both commercial players and universities have now access to low Earth orbit, resulting in a much more diverse landscape of service providers. If they operate in groups, CubeSats can achieve more than conventional lonely satellites. For this reason, the market of CubeSat constellations is expected to boom in the next 5 to 10 years. If all goes well, by then we will all have access to satellite internet directly from our smartphones. However, due to their small size, CubeSats also face some limitations. They lack efficient power systems and their orbits often cannot be changed. I am Filippo, and together with my colleagues from Revolve, we have thought of a solution. This is Sarah, a solar array rotary actuator. This is a plug-and-play subsystem composed of hardware and software that rotates the solar panels in an efficient way. With Sarah, we can cut down production costs by a quarter, making companies planning to launch hundreds of CubeSats more financially sustainable. Currently, we are finalizing our first prototype, and we are improving the business aspects of our product, thanks also to the Business Incubation Center of the European Space Agency in the Netherlands. We have also secured some funds from the Dutch Research Institute to further develop our technology and continue our journey. At Revolve, we believe that making the access to space more democratic will be a crucial step to tackle the global challenges we're facing, such as climate change. Follow us in our mission to give CubeSats superpowers.
Thanks, Filippo. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your video.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, we have your audio. Perfect. Thank you. And now if we have any question from our jurors. I have one question from Eric.
Hi, Filippo.
Hi, Eric.
Am I right in thinking that your solution is a better solar panel?
No, our solution is simply the rotary actuator part. So the customer can still buy or manufacture their own solar panels, but we simply provide the essentially plug and play subsystem where the customer can mount the solar panel, and through the standardized interfaces of CubeSats, we can rotate the panels.
And has that the advantage that you can use smaller solar panels?
Yeah, that's correct, and I'm glad that you pointed that out, because if you're more efficient, so if you can point to the sun at all times instead of having body-mounted panels, then you can have less solar panel surface, and so you can also save on the purchase of solar panel.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. You. Do we have any other question from jurors or audience, if we have them on screen?
I only know a little bit about CubeSats because my colleagues work on it. I don't. But you already have a first product or a first idea. You're a bit ahead of some of other pitches. What is your next step?
Yeah. So right now we are finishing our first prototype. it's only a functional prototype, so it can essentially rotate the panels towards a light source, which of course represents the sun. But as I mentioned in my pitch, we have also got some funds that we are planning to use for the second iteration of the prototype. And the second iteration, we would like it to be space grade. So we need the funds because all the tests, like vibrational tests and radiation tests, are quite expensive. But if we can do that, then we could also, for example, partner up with a student team or a small CubeSat team to actually fly our product for the first time in space.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Thank you, Filippo, for your presence here, for the answers you gave to our jurors.
Thank you, Andrea.
And see you later. And now the next speech of today with Santosh Kumar Ketam with Breaking the Wall of Next Generation Construction Materials.
Hello everyone, my name is Ketam Santosh Kumar. I'm an architect and researcher. Climate is in critical condition due to carbon emissions and pollution. Millions of tons of waste from industries is dumped and landfilled, polluting air, water, and land, and affecting people's health, other species, and environment. Secondly, we have a huge housing crisis. In next 80 years, we need 2 billion homes around the world. One of the reasons, due to skyrocketing prices of houses, and urban poor cannot afford anymore. So taking this as an opportunity, taking problem as an opportunity, we breaking the wall with next generation construction material. That is Black Beauty block. Black Beauty block is made out of completely industrial waste. These blocks are strong, durable, and easy to construct. Its interlocking system, which makes it easier to construct without mortar, which is reduced down the cost, and the brick cost is lesser than conventional brick. Due to its composition and the recipe, it's possible to make waterproof, fireproof, and soundproof blocks. Additionally, it's possible we can make other revolutionary products. The research mission is to make a win-win situation, is to save environment, reuse of industrial waste, to save money, and make affordable housing for everyone. Now, in collaboration with Thinking Hand NGO, we are building these blocks and building toilets, schools for neglected communities. Thank you very much.
Thank Santosh Kumar. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hi, welcome. And thank you for your video, your presentation. Now let's leave the word to our jurors. We have a question from Helma.
Yeah, thank you. I was wondering, by seeing this, is it also possible when you build a house to change it? Because it feels like big Lego blocks. Is it possible for people to rebuild their house?
Absolutely. I think the whole point was that for example, like in the slums, like they have a chances of people ask them to move to one place to the other. So this box can be put in a truck and they can transport it and rebuild again. There is a possibility of that to shift and move to some other place to build.
Okay. I said one.
Yeah, I think you partially already answered it, but is there a specific customer that you have in mind for your blocks or user?
Right now, we wanted to build for the neglected communities, and if people wanted for other communities, we are ready to open for that, so that we can make n number of blocks out of it. All you need to do is like get this material, build this, and start building it anywhere you want to build. So I think we are trying to start with the neglected communities. Maybe it can go for middle class people who wants to go for, and we can build factories, schools, and toilets. So right now we are focusing on toilets and the schools, time being.
Is there and is there a way you can guarantee, or you can create some consistency in the quality of the blocks as well as the substances, potentially hazardous substances that you don't want into your blocks? How do you deal with that?
I think the laboratory deals with what could be the possible options, like how well we can make this blocks. And right now we are also going further tests, like what are the consequences we're going to face in the future. So it's just like 3 years research work. So once we construct these houses and this thing, we get to know at what level we build this sustainable blocks.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Ted, for the question. Thank you, Santosh, for the answer. You had the last question now. Thank you very much. See you later. And we can move to the next presenter, that is Dion Nemes with Breaking the Wall of Fossil Fuel Dependence.
Hello, my name is Dion Nemes from the University of Manitoba, and I'm breaking the wall of fossil fuel dependence. There's no doubt about it, the human population on Earth is rising rapidly, resulting in increased global energy and material consumption. Fossil fuel acquisition and usage is associated with many acute and chronic ecological issues. In order to curb the environmental effects, alternative ways to collect and distribute energy are required, as well as finding alternatives to products produced with fossil fuel-related byproducts. One such byproduct, hydrogen gas, is used in numerous industries globally, such as food, petrochemical, cosmetic, and agriculture, as a feedstock for the hydrogenation reaction. Hydrogenations are typically carried out with expensive or toxic heavy metal catalysts and high pressures of hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas can also be produced electrochemically through the water splitting reaction, or more specifically, the hydrogen evolution reaction, though it currently remains an energy-intensive process. The study and development of robust and cheap catalysts capable of forming hydrogen gas is a thoroughly studied field. But rather than electrochemically forming hydrogen then performing a hydrogenation reaction, my lab and I were able to develop a electrosynthetic method capable of hydrogenating unsaturated carbon-oxygen and carbon-nitrogen bonds. While electrosynthetic chemistries typically uses toxic or expensive electrode materials such as platinum, this method makes use of both a carbon working electrode and a carbon counter electrode. The reaction takes place in mildly acidic conditions, where sustainable acids such as acetic acid can be used. In fact, if acetic acid is used, the necessary concentration is around 25 times more dilute than household vinegar. Using a mild applied potential of negative 1.1 volts versus silver chloride, we are able to generate surface hydrides from protons in the solution that can then go on to directly reduce the targeted organic fragment. The reduced organic fragment can then be protonated by a proton in solution, thereby forming the hydrogenated product. Except in this case, instead of the hydrogen coming from hydrogen gas, all the hydrogen atoms are derived from sustainable acids. As an example shown on the right is an analog of a known vasodilator, cyclandolate. Using this electrochemical method, we were able to get a 99% conversion with 99% mass recovery. We're currently investigating the full scope of functional group tolerance and applicability of the method to various classes of molecules. Thank you for listening.
Hi, Dion.
Hello. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Wonderful.
Perfect. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your video and your presentation. And I will leave the space for jurors if there are any questions about your project. Do we have something? Ideas, clarification needed?
Maybe, again, I think we're struggling a little bit to understand exactly what you're proposing. If you would try to translate it into children's language, right? What is it that you...
Right. Okay, so I would say, I think annually, the United States alone produces about 10 million metric tons of hydrogen gas from fossil fuel. It's a fossil fuel acquisition byproduct. And that's used all around the world. I think typically it's used in the Haber-Bosch process to make ammonia from nitrogen gas. So typically these processes use catalysts, expensive or toxic. So the idea is to find alternative ways to perform these reduction processes that involve hydrogen gas. So instead of using hydrogen gas, we can take protons, which are a hydrogen without electrons. You find them in acids, and we can reduce them electrochemically. So we add electrons to them. So they make like a faux hydrogen gas. And those what are formed called surface hydrides. So it's like a half of a hydrogen gas on the surface of an electrode. It's able to transfer to a molecule and thereby reduce it and perform that hydrogenation. So instead of using the fossil fuel related hydrogen gas, we're able to just use a sustainable acid and reduce it electrochemically, and then it can perform that hydrogenation procedure instead. Is that okay?
I think you need the mic to be heard. But
It's closer, but I think it's still quite technical, at least for.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't worry. Thank you very much.
Okay.
The time is out. We need to move to the next one. Dion, thank you very much for being here. Thank you very much for your time and your project. And we are moving to the next presenter of today, that is Taek Aun Wong, with Breaking the Wall of Authorship and Funding Social Organizations.
Greetings from Malaysia, ladies and gentlemen. I am Taek Aun Wong, and I'm attempting to crack two walls. The first wall is the difficulty of aspiring authors to publish their works. Conventional authoring and publishing is challenging, more so in a developing country like Malaysia, where the culture of literacy is not well developed. Publishers are profit-oriented businesses, and they evaluate content based on commercial viability. This makes it very tough for aspiring authors, as they are new and unknown, and therefore commercially untested. As a result, the voices of many new, young, and local aspiring authors are often not heard. The second wall is that of funding social organizations. Social organizations include animal shelters, children's homes, and other non-profit organizations. An example is Cat Beach Penang in Malaysia, a shelter for abused and abandoned cats, whom I dearly support. Social organizations are always in need of funding and donations. To do this, we need to actively engage the public. This is not easy, and the current COVID-19 situation makes it tougher as the economy is bad and social restrictions limit public outreach. As a result, many social organizations are struggling financially. Two formidable walls. Is there a possible solution? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing social publishing. Social publishing is a new term and model by yours truly. In social publishing, the proceeds from a publication are channeled to a social organization. In return, the social organization helps promote the publication. The author self-publishes and therefore retains control of the revenue and the copyright. Does it work? Yes, it does. I have social published 3 books with a 4th in the works, and as a result, Cat Beach Penang has benefited financially. Now, the challenge is how to ramp it up. It requires increased awareness, an enhanced cultural literacy, and an ecosystem to support aspiring authors. I cannot do this alone, and this is why I am here. Please provide a platform and ideas to further promote social publishing. Thank you, and terima kasih, as we say in Malaysia.
Hi, thank you very much, Taek Aun. Thank you very much. Thank you for being here. Can you hear us?
Thanks.
Yes, we can hear you. Perfect.
Great.
Now, if we have any question from the jury, you have one from Sophia, please.
Hello. I wanted to ask, in your publications, how were you covering the costs of publishing, like also the graphics? I can imagine people who need to work on that, and also the material. So yeah, I'm just asking, where does it come from?
Yeah, actually, those publications are self-funded, and of course, I cover the cost of production. But other than that,
all the revenues and profits goes to social organizations like Cat Beach. And with that, it's a win-win situation because I get to publish and I get to cover my costs, and Cat Beach gets the revenue. And actually, I've done a few iterations. Now I'm going online and publishing ebooks, which is much cheaper, and using the Creative Commons copyright, whereby it's free to be distributed, but the recipients have to acknowledge the author, and in the process, your recipients are encouraged to donate to Cat Beach. So with this ebook online model, I can reach a higher readership and increase the awareness of Cat Beach. But now my challenge is how to ramp up this model to make it more widespread, because I'm doing it on a small scale. So I'm not sure how to take it to a bigger scale, and that's why I hope to get ideas from you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Do we have any other questions? No question from the audience, from the jurors. No audience. We are also running out of time. Thank you very much, Take-On, for your presentation, your answer, and your pitch. Thank you again, and see you later. And we are moving to the next speech of today from Elina Ratinova with Breaking the Wall of Farmer Fruit Drying Technologies.
Hello everyone, my name is Elina and I'm going to tell you about the technology of fruit drying in Central Asia. According to some estimates, agriculture in Central Asia countries accounting over 45% of total number of employed. Whereas in developed countries, this indicator is about only 4% of total employment. Therefore, before considering or discussing the sustainable development of the region, we must keep in mind that the most farmers are falling behind technical development due to that many of them are poorly educated and live below average wealth level in poverty. Now, going back to the dried fruits, this is hallmark of the region. The traditional method of making them has not changed for 1,000 years, but after discovering how they are actually made, you are unlikely to want to eat them. Fruits lie in the open sun for about a week, being exposed to precipitation, to influence of insects, birds, excrement, dust, and sometimes even exhaust gases. Many farmers use dangerous chemical composition to preserve the marketable condition of the product and protect it from insects. Due to this act, the cost of these dried fruits becomes extremely low, and there is no export option due to the poor quality. Farmers will be able to eliminate this problem and show their full potential if they implement this innovation, which doesn't insist for them to abandon their agricultural traditions. So greenhouse dryer is an efficient, autonomic, low-cost and sustainable solution for farmers in low-income countries in Central Asia against post-harvest losses and poverty. Drying fruits with effective solar technology in light-protected drying chemicals, air filters and insect lattice make it possible to dry products without chemistry, protecting color and aroma. Conversation-related method that is provided by an air collector and fans powered by a solar panel allows to dry 1 ton in just 25 hours. Where is my innovation? So, I would like to draw your attention that the fact that Nomad Green system allows to dry different types of raw products, for example tobacco, herb, meat, fruit, simultaneously in different compartments due to the separate ventilation system. This technology is also easy to assemble and disassemble, and it's portable as a traditional home of nomads. And what about other benefits? Little energy and running cost after initial investment is done. So energy is environmental friendly and strengthens sustainable business that fit the green system of state grants. Farmers can get this system for free. Thank you.
Thank you, Elina, for your pitch. Do we have her here? We don't have her in the back anymore. We will have her later, so keep your question if you have them. We are moving to the next. Keep the question in mind. We have like 1 minute for her, but we will use it later. We will move to the next person. That is Diego Gonzalez Morin with Breaking the Wall of remote human communication.
Hi, I'm Diego González, a proud researcher engineer at Nokia Bell Labs in Spain. Before joining Bell Labs, I worked for almost 2 years at Ericsson Research in Stockholm, Sweden. Living abroad can be hard sometimes, far from your family and friends, and limited to just some hours of traditional video calls each week. We live in a globalized world in which more and more people are living far from home. Even though we live connected, we still don't feel close enough to the loved ones that live thousands of kilometers away. Online birthdays, meeting your newborn niece on Skype, or hugging your grandparents once or twice a year. It can be certainly tough. With my research focus on wearable augmented and virtual reality, I decided I wanted to understand how these new technologies could completely change the boundaries of remote human communications. What if we could remotely see each other and in real time as holograms? Or share our local reality? What if we could even feel each other? After 4 years working as a researcher in 2 different telecommunications companies, I got the chance of diving into the hype of 5G as the enabler of groundbreaking novel use cases. If we could move most of the heavier AR and VR processes to a nearby cloud, the current boundaries of these technologies could expand enough to allow new manners of human communication. But is it actually possible? What are the requirements or the limitations? These are the main questions that my research is trying to give an answer to. For this reason, we have implemented our own 5G emulator, which is capable of simulating traffic, detailed scheduling, and retransmissions for multiple users. We can already test our AR and VR solutions with the emulator to understand under which network conditions and configurations a sufficient quality of service is provided for AR and VR offloading. And hopefully, the emulator will be useful for other researchers too. On the application layer, we have developed our own offloading architecture, which allow us to test algorithms that could not otherwise run on the current AR and VR devices. With our solutions, the users can see his or her own hands in a VR scenario, allowing users to put a pair of VR goggles on and have an actual drink while enjoying the view of Mars or the Caribbean Sea. Our next step is to allow multiple users to simultaneously join these type of experiences remotely, see each other, and interact in real time. We are taking the first steps towards breaking the wall of remote human communications. And we are already expanding its boundaries. So stay tuned.
Diego, thank you, Diego. Thank you, Diego. Thank you for being here. Thank you for your pitch. And now I'll leave time for questions from the jurors. Do we have something? Yes.
Hi, Diego. I'm
Hi.
curious, and you probably said it, but I didn't see it yet. So, what is the difference between just being in a virtual reality with a friend who's in another country, maybe, and you're in the same program? What is your innovation in that sense?
The first one is one of the things we're working on right now is that you can see each other and you can see your friend, because now you can only see like avatars or a 3D representation of your friend or family. But we want to move towards seeing actually a hologram, a real life, a real time hologram of your family or friends. That would be the goal. And not only that, but also sharing maybe my local reality, maybe my family's local reality, or somewhere else in the world we both want to be at.
Okay, so the idea is that 2 people are wearing a VR glasses and they are together in the same VR experience. That's the innovation.
It can also be AR though. So you can be in your own living room and see your own living room, but maybe see the hologram of your friend.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Perfect, Diego. Thank you very much. We can go on with the next person. Thank you.
Thank you.
This was brief, was 1 minute. Do we have Elena back with us so we can have the 1 minute of question for her as well? If you have one. Hi, Elena. Welcome. Thanks for your pitch, for your video. And now if the juror have questions for her. Dry fruit.
We had the same question. How can your system be free? Because you said in the end that it's for free for the people.
So there are a lot of government financing program. So for renewable energy sources, and my technology is full green, and farmers can get it for free because it will be financing by government.
Okay.
So we have such programs in our country, in Central Asia.
I was wondering, what do the farmers think about it? Have you tested it with farmers or discussed it? Would they be willing, because they're doing it already for so long, will they be willing to change it maybe because it's free? But
Elena froze, I think. It's frozen. Okay. Connection problems.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
have tested the prototype of my technology, but it was quite small, and we have our own in our garden. Now it's okay?
Yeah, kind of. We heard something. So that you tested it. We got that one.
So it works?
Not. Yeah, like socially. Do you check also?
Yeah, we got one in our garden, so it works.
Okay. Is it adopted? Not yet. The main question, okay, is will people use it? Will the farmer be keen to use it?
Yeah, why not? They can get it for free, and it's so they can hide the quality of their products and earn more money. Why not?
Fair enough. Thank you very much, Elena. Thank you for your time and your answers. And now we can move to the next one. And our next speech is from Alexandra Astaskevich with breaking methane emission.
Hello everyone, my name is Alexandra Staskevich and I would like to present you my project about breaking the wall of methane emissions. We all know that there is a huge problem of global climate change. The whole world is already facing the consequences of global climate change, such fires and floods. We were told that we can stop global climate change, but the latest IPCC report concluded that we can only slow it down. Of course, there are programs to reduce greenhouse gas emissions to keep warming within 1.5 degrees. But unfortunately for every one of us, the temperature around the world has already risen by 1 degree. And in the northern region, where warming is twice the rate than the rest of the world, the temperature is risen by 2 degrees. I recently found out that there is another danger which looms over the world. A rising temperature can occur due to methane emissions in the Arctic because of melting of gas heat rays. Melting of underwater permafrost has doubled over the past 30 years and is about 18 centimeters per year. And emissions of methane in the Arctic can lead to unpredictable consequences for global climate change because methane activity is 28 times stronger than the activity of carbon dioxide. And I propose a solution. In this case, is to use methane recovery method with carbon dioxide injections. Using 2 horizontal directional wells in which carbon dioxide captured from the atmosphere is pumped. Then methane is replaced by carbon dioxide and the gas itself will come out through the production well. This solution will allow not to wait for methane emissions and to solve the problem of global climate change in 2 directions, to bury carbon dioxide and prevent methane emissions. Thank you.
Thank you, Alexandra. Thank you for your
Yeah,
video.
hi.
Thank you for being here, and thank you for your pitch. Now I think we will leave some time for our jurors to ask a question. Ty says one.
Do I understand it correctly that you replace the methane with the CO2, right?
Yes.
In the same place, but will that then also not be released at some point?
The methane recoverability is based on the fact that carbon dioxide heat rate is more stable than methane dioxide. And when we use this method with the accumulation of our different programs to slow down the global climate change, we can make these heat rates stable. And even if there will be carbon dioxide emissions, we can capture this carbon dioxide exactly from the atmosphere, but we don't have such technologies to capture methane from atmosphere.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. We are running out of time. Do we have other really pushing question? Not. So Alexandra, thank you very much. Thanks for being here. Thanks for your video and your presentation and your answers. We are moving to our last and next presenter. That is Jefta Friend with Breaking the Wall of Mental Health.
Hi, I'm Jefta. I'm the founder of Glimp. I would like to start off with a glimpse of daily business for first responders. Experiencing a traumatic event is never a choice. Only because she stepped forward where we would have stepped backwards, she has the chance of forming PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. About 1 out of 7 of the first responders has to deal with a severe trauma in their career. And up to 30% goes to work with a troubled mental health. This results in a societal cost for the Netherlands of around 120 million euros per year. Glimp wants to help. We aim to make first responders more resilient against traumatic experiences. We believe in early stage trauma intervention to possibly prevent PTSD. Our product offers guided briefing through haptic feedback. It's an accessible tool to help a first responder unwind right after a traumatic incident. Through haptic feedback, the product helps to breathe in and breathe out. This slow breathing rhythm will naturally calm you down. During use, the sensors inside the product will monitor your stress levels. This will give insight to the user's mental health, but can also help the first responder organizations to do big data stress analysis. In 5 years, we project to sell 30,000 devices with a turnover of 13 million euros per year. Team Glimp is already working together with the Delft Police Unit to make this happen. Because let's face it, we can prevent trauma, but we can prevent disorder. Thank you.
Hi, Jefta. Thank you. Thank you for being here.
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank you for your pitch and your project. And now we can leave some space for questions. We have Irene.
Yes. Hi, Jefta.
Hi.
Nice to see your invention. I'm super curious if you're choosing just the breath, because I'm really interested in, I guess I would call it movement tension release, like Peter Levine, releasing of a traumatic event by...
Yes, I'm familiar. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm curious why you chose the breath solely, and if you can also guide maybe the people to, to shake it off, basically, literally.
Yeah, that's a very good point. I would say that the breath on itself is a really developing knowledge domain. So for us, it's something we kind of discovered will have way more impact even than only releasing the stress. Because the breath has impact on the full body experience. And there's also a really strong mental component to actually maintaining a slow breath. And
it's more effective, you mean, than moving?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you've tested, or you scientifically?
Yeah, we're doing tests with the police department in Delft right now. So we are giving some prototypes to the policemen and see how they respond. And we see a decrease in heart rate for the police officers.
Yeah, that's using the breath. But I'm curious if you've tested between the difference between breath and movement.
Not necessarily. I would also like to mention that breath is a very accessible way of calming someone down. It's always there. Your breath is something you always keep with you, just like mindfulness is.
Thanks.
Okay.
Thank you. We have time for one more question. Do you have one more? Hi.
So the business case behind this, right? For, let's say, government, you mentioned that the annual spent on these traumas is 120 million euros.
Yes.
Right. And what is the percentage of sort of reduction that you want to achieve? If you want to express that in euros, right? That's a question by itself, but.
Yeah. So we're absolutely testing this out. So this is a just prognosis of ours, but we think we can prevent PTSD for 1 out of 10 officers.
All right. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you very much. You didn't hear the bell, but we are out of time as well. Thank you very much, Hefta. Thank you for being here and for your pitch.
Yes, thank you for organizing, Andrea.
Thank you. Don't worry. It's a pleasure to have all your projects, all these nice projects here with us. And now we are moving to the next phase, the most exciting one, the voting part. So either on Gather, people may be able to vote the award from the audience, and from here we will have a reunion with the jury, and we will vote, and they will choose which projects should be the first, second, and third place of our competition. So again, Hefta, thank you very much for being with us, and see you later. And to everyone here connected, we will take this 20-minute break. You can still go on the platform Gather. You will be able to network with the other participants, with other attendees, and we will see each other back here at 5:25.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implement it for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future. What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implemented for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implement it for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a...
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions. By combining disciplines and domains, we can tackle any question, however complex. Our thinking never stops. What works, what is needed, and what can be improved. Look through our eyes and you see a future where mobility is safer, smarter, cleaner, where all our energy is generated from sustainable sources, where objects think and people digitize. See the future through our eyes and see a circular economy, industry that innovates, a future in which streets are safe and feel safe, where there is space to breathe, where we can grow up and old together. Because with every innovation, we contribute to a better tomorrow. Take a look at the world through the eyes of TNO and envision the future.
Hey you! This is a call to all TU Delft students to submit ambitious ideas. Do you have an idea that will enrich your TU Delft study experience and has a great potential to positively impact society? Is the need for financial support the only thing that holds you back? We can help you. Twice a year, the Student Committee FAST organizes a special call for proposals for ambitious ideas. All TU Delft students are invited to apply. And did you know that an ambitious idea grant can go up to €15,000? These are the 3 most important criteria. Your idea has a great potential to positively impact society. Your idea is innovative and implement it for the first time. Your idea is driven by TU Delft technology. Check out our website to learn more about the application requirements and procedure. Not sure if your idea is good enough? Don't hesitate to contact FAST.
What was impossible yesterday can today be a given. It seems like the world is moving faster and faster. So much has changed, yet there's still so much to do. But is change always better? What is possible? How do we define progress? And how do we find the answers in these times of rapid change? Take a look at the world through our eyes, and you will see. We are TNO, a Dutch institute of independent researchers. Our innovations have touched you and the world around you since 1932. It is our mission to provide the right answers and ask the right questions.
Hello, hello, hello. We are back again. Do we have the mics on? I hope everyone can hear us. Let's take off the back online in a minute banner. Welcome, everyone. Welcome back to our last part, to the announcement of the winner of today. And I'm glad that today, to announce this, we will have our chairman, Rogier Verberg from TNO, that will do the honors of presenting the third, second, and first prize, and I will present the audience award. So let's start with the audience award of today. So the audience awarded for the best speech, Take On Wong with Breaking the Wall of Authorship and Funding Social Organizations. Congratulations. Congratulations, Take On. If it's online, we can have it. So just try to connect later so we can have a picture with all our winners. And now we move to the next winners, the third, second, and first place of Falling Walls Lab Delft. So please, Rogier, you have the honor.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thanks, I forgot about this. Yeah, we had an interesting discussion because we have jury members with very different backgrounds. And we had to compare technical and societal, social innovations with medical and quite a few on sustainability. So in the end, we had a very interesting top 5 or so. And then in the end, we come with the top 3. Because of the impact on the local society, but also on the sustainable aspects and the environment, we selected in the third place Elina Ratinova for the fruit drying technology.
Congratulations, Elina. Congratulations. Just check your link and be in the backstage with us.
Second place, an innovation that we still have many questions about, but that's because it might have a significant impact, and we would like to learn more about it. But this number 2 position is then really to stimulate, to dive deeper and tell people more about this. It's Giulia Bacci about the public participation and governments.
Congratulations. Congratulations, Giulia. You as well. If you find the link, be back online with us. Otherwise, we'll send it in a second.
And then finally, the number 1. So your successor. That's
the next jurors as well of our edition.
Yeah. We will see this person next year, hopefully. It's an innovation in the field of minimal invasive diagnostics. It's Theo Isit on the breath diagnostics.
Congratulations, Theo. Congratulations, Giulia. Congratulations, Elina, and also Take On Wong. We hope to have them online so we can have Take On. Congratulations,
Giulia. You as well.
Elina,
if you find the link, was the result back on?
We have Theo as well. No camera. Yes, we have it as well. Congratulations, all of you. So I will just say that your project were discussed a lot along with the others. They were really interesting and impactful as well. There was a lot of interesting points from the jurors about how your project may grow or maybe explained even further, more in detail. So we hope for this to happen soon. But you will receive the award and the certificates of your position. They will be signed by our chairman, and we will send you an email with the digital version of those because you are not here, unfortunately. And Take On, you're winning the audience prize of €100. Congratulations. And Theo as well, you are winning the participation to the Berlin finale. So we are glad to bring you as a winner of Falling Walls Lab Delft to the finale in Berlin. And we're looking forward to talk with you about this experience and also to help you out a bit if you want with your pitch there. And now, after this, we can have a picture all together, but this is a mixed picture, so it's just a screenshot, actually. So we take a wide angle of the whole jury. Can we fit all the jury in the camera in a way? Do we have? Oh no, this camera is not really. I think. Yeah. Just look at this camera here, okay? You, everyone, look at the screen and do a smile in 3, 2, 1. Smile. Nice. Congratulations. Now we have a picture as well. Again, thank you very much for being here. I would like to just do some final remarks. First of all, I want to thanks all my amazing jurors of today. They did a great job because it's not easy at all to do this activity, to judge someone according with few, let's say, informations and with different knowledge and different topics. Here we are open to every topic. So this is quite tricky task, and I thank you really a lot for being so kind to participate, to make your efforts to do that, because it's something that I understand it's really tough. That's why I'm presenting. I'm not taking care of jury efforts and manner. But I would also like to thank the Studio Lab that hosts us, actually. And the Studio Lab is a design research community at the Industrial Design Engineering faculty here in Delft that is hosting us. Those are their spaces, and thanks to them, we have also some facilities. We have like tools, technologies, speakers. We can solve problems on the go, and this is really something handful for us. And thank you very much for that. So for whoever is from the Studio Lab, thanks for this, for helping us and allowing us to do that. I would like to have last words. Check, not to forget anything. To obviously thanks our partners that made this possible, that made the fly or the train, hopefully, because Theo it's located in a location that I think is close enough to travel by train, so we can be sustainable as well, and arrive in Berlin by train. But also they allowed us to just rent our infrastructures, to just cover all the expenses that an event has, and also to prepare for the next year. So we want to like to thank TNO for that, for the support and to help us to make this happen. And also Fast Fund, obviously, that help us, but also help many other designers, engineers, innovators on all the fields to foster their projects and make them reality. Then we want to thanks also our sponsors, S&T Corp and Eric, for being here as a representative of the company, for supporting us as well, with STUD, that is the student association that is here in TU Delft as well. They is an association that helps students to have to find a job as well while studying, and it's really important for students in needs and students that want to have experience in the work market. And also our institutional collaborator, that is TU Delft, where we are located. And it's funny to see that we have people all over the world, but we are connecting and kind of grasping this network, this node of the network here in Delft. So we are glad to be here, and I hope that all our visitors, all our viewers will come by once in a while, come to Delft, visit this nice city that is full of history, companies, technology, innovation, and fun. So you're welcome if you want to come by. And actually now I would like to just thank again the jurors and my team, that without them nothing would have been possible. So I would like to thank in order Francesco Sirianni, Dario, Leka, Daniel, but also our external collaborator Roberto, Carlos, and Sherilyn, Lucia, and all the others that helped us to make this happen. Thank you very much to everyone. And now see you on Gather for the networking. Don't miss out. Discuss your project, discuss with us, and see you on the platform. And you can see the link in the description. Congratulations again to everyone. Thank you. Bye.